All right, let's get into it. We do have some bank stories and stuff. We've got some very interesting stuff. We have an absolutely fantastic one by the IMF on this front. We have a lot of information that I have not shared that I think is finally time to share. Well, not a lot, but a little. So let's dive in. According to Phil G, this happened a year ago, is what Roy Hobbs say. It's curious. The bond market pretty much died last September, and we've been living on some kind of zombie system since last September. We had Trump in a speech mentioned that we didn't need to worry about deficits, and even mentioned Iraq back on December 6th. We had, and I'm trying to find you guys a clip for that one so you can hear it from his own mouth, not just some AI South Carolina governor stuff on Nasser Jasser. I'm talking like real stuff. Contractor have been telling me now since December 6th that things move forward, and we have been watching the slow release since then. We've had a couple of original farm claims people, some original fines and penalty people receive QFS test deposits, or what they were told. Only like 100, 150 bucks, something like that, to make certain everything's working well and they have right accounts, etc. So I'm finding this very interesting to watch it roll out. I don't know what that means timing wise, but I do know that it is very apparent that they are priming the system. So now let's do a little news. And then I've got two bank stories as I was playing a little catch up on some of the emails today that I was fortunate enough to catch before I removed thousands of unnecessary or just old emails. So fortunately, the headline caught my attention and I saved them. I don't know how many more I've missed, but let's dive in. IMF staff concludes the staff visit with Iraq. A staff team of the International Monetary Fund led by Jean-Guillaume Poulin met with, yeah, I totally butchered that one. I have to ask my French lady in, I'm picking on you, and ask you to pronounce that one for me. They met with Iraqi authorities in Amman, Jordan during December 12th through 17 to discuss recent economic developments and outlook, as well as policy plans. At the end of the mission, after their time there, the sit down, Mr. Poulin from the IMF issued the following statement. Against the background of a large fiscal expansion, non-oil GDP, gross domestic products, expected to grow by 5% in 2023. Continued budget execution should help sustain strong non-oil growth in 2024. However, lower oil production following the closure of the Iraq-Turkey pipeline and OPEC production cuts will reduce overall GDP growth in 2023 and 2024. Inflation has declined from its January peak and is projected to stabilize in the coming months, helped by the Central Bank of Iraq's CBI tighter monetary policy, pass-through from the exchange rate revaluation, lower international food prices, and normalization of trade finance as compliance to the new anti-money laundering, combating the financing of terrorism framework improved. Is anybody catching what they're telling us there? They're not worried fiscally at all about Iraq. Things are coming along nicely. Oil revenues may be down a little, but they're not worried about the 2023, 2024 budgets because of a pass-through or the financial results from a revaluation. Anybody paying attention? They're telling us what's going on, guys. They're screaming at us what is going on. And then we'll hit a couple of those. That article will be in there for you guys. Yes, you're watching it. No, we don't know the timing. No, we don't know if we're going to have it before Christmas. Most of my contacts believe we will. My bond folks are expecting 1% of funds. A number of them are between the 20th and the 25th, and the balance coming right after the first of the year. But that makes sense because they're supposed to be done that way. The initial fiat reset, then the balance in asset-backed dollars. I mean, it really is playing out very, very, very interesting. Lonnie, why were you unsubscribed? Because they're trying to bury us, brother. Brother Lonnie, just make certain you keep hitting the subscribe button or double checking. All right, let's hit a cut. Yeah, nobody knows the exact timing. We just know that things very much appear to be lining up very quickly. But let's dive into a couple of the bank stories, or two of them. I have two of them for you. Make certain I catch them for you. Big time, big time. There have been some just great conference calls lately from groups and bond groups. And although I do think there are going to be a lot of bond folks that are upset when they find out they are selling to resellers at a massive discount as opposed to what they could get, but it's not my problem. You guys got to do your own due diligence. Still going to be wonderful. All right, we got some bank stories. This one, and I'm going to read. I think I can read this one verbatim. Yeah, I can read this one verbatim. This person sent me, I went into my local Chase Bank to withdraw some cash, and the teller asked me if I would wait one moment. I asked her if everything was all right with my account, and she said yes. Moments later, the bank manager approached me and introduced herself. She took me to her office and asked me if I still had the Vietnamese dong that I purchased. I told her yes. She smiled and shook my hand. She said she looks forward to doing business with me very soon. Felt nice to have a story that I could share. Deepest appreciation. I am not going to give the person's name, but it is interesting because the person comes in. I'm certain to tell her that there's a nice little flash on the screen where they had purchased foreign currency. So I think that one is a great one. Video with, I'll talk about Tom in a minute, guys. What about Guru currency? Don't know what Guru currency is. Frank, this morning, did you say you're not confident about the Zim? No, I'm just saying that if I'm weighing and measuring with percentages, I'm 100% absolutely certain the Iraq is. I picked up some Zim as well, but I think people that put all their eggs in one basket are foolish. Unless it's your salvation, then I think you should put your eggs in only one basket. All right, we got another bank story. Let's hit it, and then let's keep going with news so I can get a little late dinner with the kids and call it a wrap. Nothing for you CMKX news-wise. I just saw a couple of requests for that one. Wish I had something for you because I'm a shareholder. I don't. Well, I shouldn't say I don't. We've also heard stories, and I had a conversation with somebody very connected on that front today where they say they know some of the larger shareholders, a handful that have also received a small deposit to test their system, saying, hey, we're testing the QFS and delivery. And that was a fairly recent, like early December. Dragon bonds, yellow dragon bonds. I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to expect. I was told 30 billion per 1,000 of them, but I don't know if that's a reseller or if that is treasury. All right, your next bank story, and I'm going to have to be very, very careful with this one. All right, good morning. I seldom catch your show live, but wanted to share with you this with the online family, and did post this last week in Telegram. I went to a certain one of the big banks to make a deposit and noticed it was the floor manager waiting on me. I asked if the branch had wealth managers on site. She answered yes and no. It depends on the size of the investment. As I was leaving, still with a huge smile, she said, oh, wait, I messed up here. She answered yes and no, depends on the size of the investment. Then I said, we're waiting for the RV to start shortly. She broke into a huge smile and said, I would be seen at because of RV and currency, I would be seen at the offsite location downtown to be taken care of. So I was leaving, she said with a huge smile. She said, thank you, Ms. Bloop. We hope to see you soon. I went back to my regular branch, and as soon as they pulled up the screen, the teller gave her a huge smile and referred to her personally. In other words, it is absolutely appears to be attached to the screens for those that have purchased from their banks. So I don't think you're going to have any problem. Mr. C, I heard from him this morning. He is not gone. He has not punched in codes. They've not given him any codes, and there is a tremendous amount of disinformation all over the boards right now.